Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism back with another live video for you. It is Thursday. That means it's time for a Thursday live episode with DITRH, Stein, me, David Weiss. Rodrigo is here. However, his camera's not on. There he is. Iru was here a second ago. He left. Jeez, look at Alex's screen, just on fire. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know, we have a birthday in the house today. I have to mention that. Yes. It is the great Stein's birthday. He is turning 8.
Well, I hate birthdays, so don't celebrate this. It's actually a bad day. We're getting older, and people, as soon as everybody told me at the spin studio, another trip around the sun, and I almost lost it on this girl. I almost fucking lost it, but I was cool.
You are too quiet. You've had too many gummies, too many weed.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do I sound okay? Gosh, David freaked me out. Is my audio coming through? But a girl said another trip around the sun, and then I looked at her. I go, the sun rotates around us, and she looked at me like I was an idiot. And I just walked out. I just couldn't. I mean, how can I even get started with her? I mean, how can I?
Could be worse. Could be worse. You can start speaking about the cloud being spirits, and that's.
I believe the
I love you, David. I love you, David. I saw that podcast with Linda.
I think David's right on.
You think David's on?
I mean, I think the sun, moon, and stars are where our spirit goes. So I think it would make sense for our spirits to manifest.
That's why we're not discussing that today, because Jaron will just have a meltdown. And
I just think it manifests up into the clouds and then it goes above that. You know,
the idea that people are stars and stars are spirits and so on. That's an old idea that's been around. That's different cosmologies believe that. That's a thing. It's a thing that stars are beings.
You know what cosmology doesn't believe it? The jeranism ism.
Not yet. But I told you I'm 2% on board. I'm only 98% off board, 2% on board. Welcome to the show. This is great that we're here. Last time this show that we had 2 Thursdays ago was so good it put my wife into labor. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Hey, let's see if we can do that again.
Yeah, that would be really good if it was able to do that.
Pretty impressive. Everybody's great. Child's great. Although I am kind of pissed at him. He does cut into your sex life. I'm sure Rodrigo knows that.
Jeez.
He's already on my shit list.
I love that.
Yeah, don't worry. That'll stop in like 27 years. No, it won't. No, it won't.
Right.
He's been, for us, he's always been in our bedrooms, always slept on the bed and then moved next to the bed. So there you go.
Well, he gave my wife an episiotomy, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's
forget about that for a while. For sure.
Boy, yeah.
Great.
She's on the injured reserve technically right now in sports terminology.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm already in the Owen Benjamin no fapping club, so
yeah.
Tough.
So you never crank it, Jaron? I mean, I don't know if you but never. That's awesome. I wish I could say the same thing. I wish I could say I never cranked it, but yeah, every once in a while I get it.
So if you do that,
I get an itching, and sometimes I got to take care of it. I know it's just science, dude.
Biological needs. Biological.
I
got to ask this though: don't you just picture Owen Benjamin the whole time?
Dude, that's the last thing I picture.
That's why he can do it so fast. All right, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why can't we talk about adult things, David? Because this is an adult serious thing, all right?
Hey,
it's a health issue.
Alex, is there any way that you can get 2 of each of us on your screen?
Yes, actually. Yes.
Because you're technically on there 3 times, really, if we're counting.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, guys. You guys don't understand what it's like to live this metal.
Hey, did anybody watch the SpaceX launch from a few days ago?
No, but they just replaced one of the guys. Did you see that?
Did anyone see it?
No, what happened?
It was the worst one ever. And now they're inserting a thing to cover for the mouse, or just to they literally. They had another thing, and then I'm watching that Spaceballs guy, whatever that the NASA fanboy. I'm convinced he is funded by NASA to do what he does.
Oh, yeah, many of these guys definitely.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
I think he's a useful idiot. Always has been. Absolutely.
Well, I'm trying to pull up the article. So one of the guys that's supposed to go on that test pilot that does that test thing, And here it is. It says, you guys can see my screen. Boeing's test pilot pulls himself from first crewed Starliner launch. Former astronaut Chris Ferguson says he must keep feet planted here firmly on Earth for his family. I wonder if they think this is all Chris Ferguson, a former NASA astronaut. So why do they say, I guess, former NASA astronaut? Is he still not part of the NASA program, even though he's under the SpaceX wing? I mean, that seems kind of...
Right. He did. Yeah, just...
He's the former NASA astronaut. Aren't you still an NASA astronaut? But whatever.
Well,
let me read this. We'll no longer pilot the first crewed flight of the Boeing's astronaut Starliner spacecraft, he announced Tuesday. Ferguson, 59, commanded the final space mission in 2011. Well, we don't have to read the whole thing, but it's just weird. Why would he not go? This just
one thing that I thought was interesting is that I was looking at this guy Cassidy, the guy that's now in the ISS, that they say he's in ISS, and when they ask what is the hardest thing to adapt to when you're up there, and he said, it's people controlling your every move, people watching over everything you do. It's really weird. It's almost like he's kind of pissed off at what it is. He's hanging on a wire upside down. So
it's like they're in a reality show like Big Brother. You know, they're literally watched every second of every day. They have no privacy. I mean,
yeah, it sounded like he hated it. He's like, he just really hated it.
Well, you think that the reason why you hate it is because when you're in the bathroom and you're going number 2, there's still cameras in there. You know, everywhere you go, there's no privacy. So when you're trying to, like you said earlier, crank it or whatever, you got no privacy whatsoever, and that can make you go crazy because as humans, we need a time.
Alex, did you see the Apollo 10 script, the official NASA script from the Apollo 10?
What on what to ask him? I haven't seen that. I mean, I've heard it over and over.
If you find it, you can just find it easily. The official transcripts from NASA Apollo 10 mission, and look for the word turd.
What they said turd a bunch? What
turd? They talk about
like a turd burglar. I know exactly.
They talk about taking a massive shit. The one guy talks about taking a massive shit, looking at the sun and the pee and the shit flying all over the place, and they laugh about it.
Shit in their suit. I thought they were peeing and shitting in their suit.
No, he took a you have to see. He has all the details are there. The
wait, there's in the Apollo 11 mission. Supposedly the astronauts took a pee and poop. There was pee and poop.
No, Apollo 10. I'm talking about Apollo 10.
I mean, in the Apollo 10, the moon mission, there was poop in.
Yeah, is when they go around the moon, and Apollo 11 allegedly buzzed Aldrin. He pisses. He's the first man to piss on the moon. That's why he.
Okay, so Apollo 11 just got in lunar orbit, or what did Apollo 11 do? Apollo 10.
Apollo 10. It went over the far side of the moon or something like that, around the far side of the moon.
And they were talking about farting and pooping inside.
Oh yeah, big time turding. What? Yeah, I read it. in one of my streams, but yeah, I couldn't believe it when I found it. I was like, I'm dumbfounded. Like,
well, these people are obsessed with scat stuff. It's like all these new NASA videos is always the NASA toilet. It's always every few years. Let's just show the NASA toilet.
No, seriously, I search on my whole computer for the word turd, and I get 3 freaking documents out of thousands, and it's like the Apollo 10 transcripts of flying turd. I can send it to you, but yeah, it's insane.
Dave, what did you say? What did they put to block the mouse? I don't get it.
No, they had another little piece of it's frozen oxygen. They're saying that you could see it coming out of a valve, and then it just moves across due to vibrations. Meanwhile, this thing is going. You know, I guess there's no air where it's going, but he fully explained it away with utter nonsense. So it seemed kind of scripted to me, like that was coming. And then something else happened that was just you see they're catching part of it now in a big netted ship.
Yeah, I showed you the video last time.
Yeah, they did again. They caught one of the 2 parts. One of them had to be recovered from the water.
So
but the boat's moving while it is moving. It's impossible. That's almost as impossible as the reverse cowgirl landing of the ship. I mean, of the rocket.
They can calculate the winds and the drift and the ocean and the swells and the currents, and they do the math, and the math puts them in the right place.
Math is reality.
Dude, could you imagine if they're off by 10 feet, it could make the boat go to one side and capsize. I mean, it's just such bullshit. They would never do that.
I know they never show it landing into it. They can't even fake show that one. Yeah. They just show it in the net after it's there.
Well, here it is. Poop in space. Apollo 10 astronauts joked about floating turds, NASA transcript show. Putting humans on the moon was serious business, but decades after NASA's Apollo missions, people are having some laughs over transcripts of astronauts' humorous conversations aboard the spacecraft. The source of the zero-G levity, poop jokes. For all technical sophistication, the Apollo command module had a relatively primitive system for managing human waste. Why not just say a toilet? Whatever. Astronauts deposited their feces in a plastic bag, which was taped to the buttocks. So that's their toilet. They had bags taped to their asshole.
Oh, boy.
Perhaps, unsurprisingly, the system didn't always work as envisioned. One problem the astronauts made light of, turds that occasionally floated through the capsule. This is such bullshit.
Look
What?
here. Oh no, I send you the transcript
Here,
for
it's
everybody.
About to see it here. A transcript
Yeah,
of the
it's there.
1969 Apollo 10 mission manned by Commander Tom Stafford, Lunar Module pilot Gene Cernan, and Command Module pilot John Young is reminiscent of the classic scene in Caddyshack, in which a candy bar is mistaken for a duty. Oh, who did it? Tom Stafford asked one point, confused Young, and Cernan replied, who did what? Cernan, where did that come from? Stafford, give me a napkin quick. That's a turd floating through the air. I didn't do it. It ain't one of mine. I don't think it's one of mine. Mine was a little, what the fuck? Mine was a little more sticky than that. Throw that away.
Boy.
God almighty. Then laughter. Though the transcripts have been declassified for quite some time, NBC reported news of the floating number 2s aboard Apollo 10 has recently resurfaced on sites such as Reddit. During another incident, Cernan is apparently interrupted by another floater mid-sentence. Here's another goddamn turd. What's the matter with you guys? Here, give me a laughter from Young and Stafford.
Look,
it was just floating around. Here, let me just finish this real quick. Yes, mine was stickier than that. Mine was too. I hit the bag. I don't know whose that is. I can neither claim it nor disclaim it. Ha ha ha. What the hell is going on here? And these guys are on flying through space,
and there's
of miles
more.
an hour.
There's way more. Like page 365 later, you can see he says, I had a beautiful view. There was a dam. There was the brightest shitting you've ever seen against the window. A big explosion. He's got his 3 dots full of shit. It pitched off and it shot straight out and right up to the sun, right over the hill, they say. And they go on. And then at one point they say, have you got the third? Oh, yeah. He says, yes, but I don't know if we'll get to it. You see, the thing about it is most people go probably when they go to the bathroom, goes over to damn John at the same time. And then they talk about getting the third. Have you got the third? The stuff? You got a big mess. People are mad at you.
Is this in the space station we're talking, or the Apollo missions?
The Apollo 10
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So they have floating turds? Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
Because they don't have toilets, right?
Well, they have bags taped to their assholes.
Yeah. No, he says, hey, Joe, you ought to get a little award for that one. First crap around the sun. By God, this shit would be the first free crap in space, they say. And then they go on and they laugh, and there's a bunch of this stuff. But yeah.
Wow, this show is already off the rails, guys.
Already.
Yeah. I
Poop
love
jokes.
it.
Can't believe it. Bob's here. Bob from the forest. Bob, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's happening? Yeah, I got the camera on because Zach is running back and forth building a kind of a little dam out there and an area for camping / picnic / fires / whatever. And also we can set up the dam for our power generators down there. I don't know if you can see the little waterfall going through there or not, but
wow.
So I just thought I'd keep an eye on him. Everybody can watch them while him and Cammie work.
Sweet. Dave, everybody's asking to see your video. Did you not post that publicly?
No, it's public. It's on. It's not on DITRH. It's on the David Weiss channel. I just put it in the chat. Chat.
You know, it's funny, Dave. When I watch that video, I don't like it because I can tell how annoyed you are by the cops, so it annoys me.
Dude,
I like you. I don't like seeing you like that. I don't like seeing you all worked up.
And by the way, anybody that sees any comments from a channel that has the same kite surfing logo that my channel has, and the channel name is David Weiss Has a Small Penis, that's not me. Okay?
Prove it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not me.
Okay. Somebody else. That's how much time people have on their hands to make new channels.
That is a real troll. There is a real troll. David Weiss Has a Small Penis. That's a real troll.
Yeah, it's my channel, but whatever. So when I got a phone call in the middle of it, and I hit end on the phone call, and I didn't realize it stopped the video from recording. And the best part was, we did the whole, he wants my ID, and I said, I'm not required to give it to him. Am I under arrest? He's like, no, you're not under arrest. I said, there's no victim. He's like, you're not under arrest. I go, then I don't have to give you my ID. And he goes, well, I want to write a report. I go, you can write a report without it. I go, but I want your ID. And we went back and forth, and he said, okay. And he realized that was the only law that they knew, that they had to give me their ID. But then he goes, you don't care
looks like
about
he's 19 years old.
people that died? And I go, and I schooled him on what the CDC is saying, how they 94% false positives and, you know, the chances of dying. And he's like, oh, that's interesting, but I have to follow my orders. And that's when it went downhill.
Well, that's the whole problem with everybody. Everybody's following orders, even the pussy at the
they had like,
counter,
right? Oh, and by the way, it got back to the Trader Joe's store. They know about the video because the store clerks were chiming in. You know, I have to keep my job. You want to pay my bills? You know, and I'm just like, that's what Hitler's henchmen said. You know.
Yeah.
Well, how many cops they got on you, Dave? Like several
three
cars?
cars, three cop cars.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And they were waiting. So explain that. They're like, how did they get there so fast? I mean,
all right, so I'm in the store and I'm getting what I need, and the dickless wonder comes over and says, you know, you need a mask. And I was really polite. I was like, I can't wear a mask. You know, I go, you're not allowed to require me. It's medical intervention. He goes, well, you can't check out. I go, listen, leave me alone. I'm checking out and I'm leaving. I'm on my way. And he goes, well, then I'm going to have to call the cops. I go, call the cops now. Save yourself some time because I'm checking out. And I go, and if you don't take my money, that means it's free. That's the law. I go, learn the law. Because if you offer to pay money and they don't accept it, then it's free.
But so that's actually a law, David?
For real? Yeah, that's actually, you know, any public place, even Costco is a public place, even though it has membership. You know, they can't discriminate. And it's open. It's a place of public accommodation. And you can go in and they can't stop you from shopping. Of course, if you're making a mess, you know, disrupting the place, they could throw you out. And then the legal tender, if you offer to buy with legal tender and they do not accept it, then you can take it for free.
The one thing that makes me remember back, though, when I was a manager of a drugstore is I'm pretty sure the law says that any store has a right to refuse service to anyone. Now, again, if you refuse service to somebody in a wheelchair or because they have a medical...
You can refuse service to somebody that's disrupting the store, you know, and the whole no shirt, no shoes, no service, that's against the law. That, you know, that's a liability thing. So if you go in there without any shoes and you cut your foot, that's on you because there's no the rule. You know, they stated their rule, but those cops did not care.
Well, the cops are what the best part about the video is because they really show that they are just order followers. But the same thing goes for everyone. I mean, that manager, he doesn't even have the ability to say if he wanted to, like, you know what, I really don't believe in this mask thing, but I have to. He can't even say that or he'll be fired. Right. So his only option is to sit there and stay quiet like he did.
And why the camera's off? I even said to there was like 6 cops surrounding me. I said, listen, I'm a supporter of you guys. This whole, you know, anti-police thing. I go, that's not me.
Then you said defund them.
Hold on. This is when the camera's off. I said, I appreciate you guys coming here to uphold the law, and I expect you to uphold the law. If you don't know it, I'll show it to you. And I tried to show them the paper. They're like, well, I don't want to read that. I'm like, well, you should know the law. And then at the end, when they just wouldn't crack, I just said they're the problem. They need to be defunded.
That was funny. And remember when you called the guy a pussy? You called the dickless guy a pussy. The cop did not like.
Right. Then the cop wanted to arrest me because he thought I said a fucking pussy, and
is fucking pussy more illegal than regular pussy?
But I went back and listened to it. I only called him a pussy.
What's the difference? What's the difference between fucking pussy and pussy?
One is, you know, yelling obscenities in a public place. I think that could be cause for public indecency. I call them a pussy, a kitty cat.
Oh my goodness.
God, it's pathetic that the laws come down to arguing semantics on how you can cuss.
You know what, Bob, I don't even think it's against the law to swear. I think you can. Yeah, I mean, they can say,
what's freedom of speech? You should be able to say anything, right? I mean,
you can swear on YouTube even.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you just need more people. I mean, Trader Joe's wouldn't do that if more people just stood up and said, we're not going to shop there. The problem is that everybody cucks.
That's so here's the thing.
99% of people, 99.9%.
You could file a lawsuit and take them to court, you know. And I'm like, that's not fair and equal access. And I'm not going to do that. The whole court system, nobody ever wins. if I can get 5 people or 10 people to go in, we all go in a couple minutes apart or a minute or two apart, and then they have people all over the store, and then we all come to each other's defense. There's no stopping that.
No, it's like, remember, Alex, you did the video with the guy who went into Target and did the flash mob with no masks?
Yeah, that guy's like went triple viral.
Right. But here's the problem, though. There's nobody, it's hard to get 2 people together.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to find anybody in my town.
Right. I can't find, I could actually find a couple people, but, organizing people to go. I literally went to the other Trader Joe's just before the show here. And because I wanted to see if I can do it at the other one that's near me. And the line was like 100 people long up the parking lot, like they're trying to get into a concert. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
Well, that guy has a little bit of an advantage. He's nice, but he's in Miami, so there's like probably like a lot of like drunk people and like, kind of just people hanging out on the street. I know that sounds weird, but it's because it has that atmosphere. And so that's what he said. He said he only went up there with like 2 or 3 friends and his girlfriend, and then they just got like 20 people went in the store with them. It wasn't planned at all. It was literally
what did you think of my
like him
thumbnail?
and 3 people, and like 20 ended up coming.
It's a good thumbnail, Dave.
What'd you say?
My thumbnail. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I don't even remember
the ending of the video.
You're such a rebel, Dave.
Such a
You
rebel.
know what,
Dave, did you see that girl that got arrested for no mask at the high school football game?
Yeah, I saw that. There's so many people that say it's not real, or she was arrested for trespassing. It sure looked like being harassed by just a rent-a-cop who
And then he
doesn't know.
tased her.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And
that's because Paige got fact-checked. You remember Paige posted a tweet about it, and it got fact-checked because it said she got arrested for no mask, and then the fact-check was technically she got arrested for trespassing.
I don't believe that.
But what do you mean trespassing? How? She wasn't allowed to be at the game?
Well, the meme, because she didn't have her mask on. So the meme says, girl gets arrested for not having mask, and then Paige posted it, and there's a big fact-check thing. You're like, what do you mean?
Oh, I love the fact-checkers.
Yeah.
The fact-checkers. The fact checkers.
You like the fact checkers.
Post link for what video? I don't know if I have the link. I'll look for it.
I can find it. Hold on. Let's see, girl.
Yeah, see if you want to bring that up. I thought people would have seen it by now. But,
I on Twitter, but I don't know how long.
Yeah, so that happened. I mean, it seemed. I mean, how about the stupidity of the NFL? Now I see the NFL actually fined a few players $30,000 for not wearing a mask in their own private time.
Yeah, Jaron, 2 coaches got John Gruden got $100,000 fine, and Sean Payton got $100,000 fine.
And then there was 2 players. I forgot what team, but they were at some benefit event, and somebody filmed them shaking hands with some people or hugging or something, and they each got $30,000 fines. Now, again, is that real? Is it fake? You can call it what you want. Certainly,
it's all
people
propaganda.
Yeah, but now they've scared the world, Dave. I mean, you are one out of 100,000 that will stand up for yourself. I mean, literally, you're in that kind of elite squad. There's not. It might even be 1 in 500,000. To be honest, how many people are actually doing what you did? Most people are just cucking. Why? Because the system is set up that way. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it, because these businesses, these people that run these businesses, and I keep saying it, I hate to put myself in that group, but again, if I was still a store manager for a drugstore, I would be that guy. I would be the pussy.
Dude, and in the store, these frigging Karens just popped up. They're like, why don't you just put on a mask like the rest of us? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, oh, it was unbelievable. And she goes, I was like, do you even know what COVID is? Have you done any research other than the mainstream news? And she goes, oh, and you have? And I'm like, yeah, I have.
Oh my goodness. And do you go there often, Dave? Is that the place where you go shopping? Did it happen before?
I've not been going. I go there like once every couple of weeks since the start of the thing, and I've never had a problem. The only time I had a problem was that once at Costco, and I've gone back to that Costco a couple times since then, and there's no problem. Just the greeters at the door, you know, they'll be like, "You need a mask," and I'm just like, "No, I'm good. Leave me alone," and I just walk in.
You find it, or you want me to find it?
I still can't fucking find it. She's my language.
What are we looking
It's funny.
for?
I'm on the search. I'm looking for the
Some
girl
people
who
are
was in a
asking
high
to
school
see this
game.
girl.
And I had it on my Twitter, but I can't find it. And it should be all over. It should be the first thing coming up.
Last news, guys. Last news. The Tesla rover.
Oh,
the
where
car.
is it? Update.
car. Yeah, it's reached Mars.
No way. Come on. Seriously? They saying this?
Seriously? Yes. This is
Come
a-
on.
I
No.
paste. Yes, yeah. I paste the Spanish version.
No way.
All right.
man.
What are the
All right,
the odds that it will land on Mars and drive around?
Oh God, shut up. There are no
Man.
odds of that. It's not happening.
It's for true. SpaceX Tesla convertible arrives on Mars. The car launched into space by Elon Musk company in 2018 has flown over the red planet at a distance of 8 million kilometers. It's almost there. It's over in the, in the parking zone. 8 million of kilometers, man. What it is that?
That's such bullshit. How? I mean,
Oh my God.
Right. Yeah, it's
How
a
did-
tweet.
how did
It's
it
from a
even still
tweet
be
from
together?
SpaceX.
well, wouldn't it
Yes.
be in thousands of millions of pieces by now? I mean,
Oh, there's a website. Whereisroadster.com.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Oh.
That's how you keep track of it. It's in
found
the
that,
article.
I'll post part of it was in Jeff Berwick's thing, so I'll post that real quick. Just so
Where
people-
is Roadster? No, no.
It's real for real.
It's supposed to land on Mars, right? No, it's just going around Mars. I thought it was going towards the sun.
have we
so
ever seen a
sketchy.
picture of space trash or space junk? Have they ever shown one?
They have even a comic book, the Starman Adventure. So they create the mannequin like it's for real. I mean, I gonna paste. I paste in the private chat the link to the where is the roaster.
Yeah, I
No.
put that. I put it. Yeah, and if you click on the map, it shows a super sketchy map. Like the map of where it is just wow.
Ooh, wow.
It has the orbiter of the roadster, green orbit.
Hey man, at least the sun is not the Jesuit sun. It's like a cartoony sun, you know. Something.
Let me bring it up here so
Oh,
we
I
can.
just remember the other thing on
How
the
did you
launch
find
the
it,
other day.
Jaron, so fast?
The other thing on the launch the other day when they were switching between the two different cameras on the engine,
Oh, that's
total
fine.
curve, total flat.
Uh-huh.
Total curve, total flat.
What is it that they substituted, David? That you said that they changed the mouse,
Oh, they just had another piece of. I could pull it up if you want.
something moving like what people thought was the mouse
Hold-
before.
Give me a couple minutes. I'll pull it up.
And if you play the video, they show like the same type of camera position when
This one?
they that one, but with Mars in the CGI, of course, but with Mars in the horizon.
This is real. It's not. It's real.
Yes, you can
Oh,
see
there it
all the yeah.
Come on.
Whoa, come on,
There it
yeah.
goes.
Nah.
Yeah. And now it show you the whole trip.
Oh, wow.
Look at the moon.
No way.
Wow.
And people will buy this.
Wow.
I'm
Thank
sold.
you very much for the super chat, Jaded Dingaling. Nice name.
Well, thank you, Jaded Dingling. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaded one.
Dingling.
And by the way, do we also need to put up on the screen there? If you want to support Alex, do so. Conspiracycastle.live. It is his birthday.
Yeah, throw me some birthday change.
Oh, happy
And somebody
birthday,
already did.
Alex.
Thank you, Bob. And somebody already donated $5.20. Dean said, "Happy birthday, you bitch ass. I hope you have a great day. Please go to Flattoberfest." Peace.
How old are you now, Alex?
$5.20. Are you 52?
34, so I'm out of the Illuminati, guys. I'm no longer.
Wow.
Oh, you're out.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were
This-
33 before?
I'm done now. My job is done.
You just had to make your appearance at 33. That was your
Yeah.
your mission.
Oh, well, my social engineering
you guys-
job is done. They threw me out.
Did you see how the Jimmy Kimmel, you know how Jimmy Kimmel takes place at that Masonic place?
Yeah, in the M&M and the
33? I never noticed that before.
Either did I. So you saw that viral video. So a guy, we
Put on
need
the
to pull
screen,
that
put
up.
on the
Let me
screen.
pull that video up. Hold on.
Please.
That guy is awesome. His name's Aurora.
Yeah, I think I saw him today, right? He was talking about the numbers and yeah, the Jimmy Kimmel 33. What else did he talk about? The 2020. What was it where it comes up with the text number?
Yeah.
for-
So if you divide 2020 by 666, it comes out to like 303,303, which is the text number for Joe Biden to donate to Joe Biden's campaign.
Like, how is
I'm
that
going to
possible?
pull it up. Which one is it?
It's also Denver's area code.
And then he
Foreshocking
talked about
This is it. This is
remember when
awesome.
the Pope, you remember the Pope donated all that money to the people that were at the border, and divide that by the amount of people supposedly at the border. and it comes out to 66,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, this is a good,
Yeah, that video. That's the one I saw.
Yeah, this is it. Can you not hear it? Shit.
Thank you, LC, for the flying super sticker, super guy. super flyer. Do you want to share your screen? It might be easier.
Yeah. Can you hear
Hey,
it?
Darren, I got mine ready to share.
Okay, let's go with you first while Alex is figuring out his.
All right, you guys can see this?
Yep, we're looking.
So I'm going to play and then watch right over here. Wait, it has to switch screens real quick. So you notice the curve, and then it's a different curve, and there goes the mouse.
Right.
But he says that you can see this little spray over here.
Of course.
That's the liquid oxygen, the oxygen that's coming out, and it froze. And then the vibrations made it go across. And there's also a little piece of something that floats by at like not supersonic speed.
And David, this is the most recent.
This was just the other day. Look at the horizon here, flat, and then when it switches, curve.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
But you can never see the stars. Never see the stars.
Never. And watch this little fire with the landing again. Hysterical. Now look, he's way above the clouds, and then he's going to be landed in like
in a second.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you go way too fast. Like the moon landing makes no sense.
Well, I heard the astronauts say it takes 8 minutes to get to the International Space Station.
Isn't 8.5. No, not to get to the station. To get to the speed they need to get to the station.
Airline pilots have got to be just dying over this, because they know how long it takes to get an approach shot and all this stuff, and just like whoop, it's just there.
So even before it lands, it's got a blurry lens.
Of course, it's dirty, Dave. It's
no. The problem is they never show from outside. They never show a landing from outside. You can put how many cameras around it.
Somebody, all I need to do is get like a Roman candle or a firework that just a sparkler firework. Put some fins on it, and then watch how this lands. Somebody could be holding the top of this thing, okay, and just putting it in the frame,
laying it on the frame. Yeah.
It could be a tiny.
The stuff looks like that.
Let's see, where is it coming? I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. Oh, there we go. I'll back it up.
There you go. But
there we go.
The thing is, it was never ever they show a landing from outside. Never in the history.
And it's that.
I believe it.
Wait, so it didn't
this is a little $3 firework.
It has no weight apparently on the barge. The barge is still static. Look at this. The barge
and
still.
They just put it down. Oh, and also look over. See the Earth is rotating now, but it wasn't rotating on some other shots.
They do that a lot. And in some spacewalks, they make the mistake where they forget to rotate the Earth.
It's all a show.
Yeah, it's all
a show.
But why don't the cameras go out anymore when it lands? I guess they fixed that problem.
They fixed that now. They can see over the curve. Everything's fine. Thank you, Bronco Moore, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, Dave, that is it's the same thing over and over again. And you see how excited
why isn't the one on the right moving?
It's a different thing, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be a different thing. One is going out and the other one is landing.
One is speeding up. One is the one that has full rotation is slowing down. Because those fins are slowing it down. Did you know that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes perfect sense aerodynamically.
And the little jets in the non-atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's easy to keep something oriented like this just straight as it falls. Yeah. Just with those fins. Oh my goodness. How can people believe this stuff? I mean, there was that jet, the Harriet, the Harriet jet that goes up with a jet, that exists, but
Rodrigo, the reason that they believe it is because too many people would have to be in on it, and so there's whistleblowers.
It's true.
Right. Yeah.
What are you saying? All scientists and all professors and all teachers are liars?
Yeah, they don't understand how compartmentalization works actually in those cases, which there's a way in which it works, and you can see it over and over again how they repeat it, where the scientist gives away whatever they created, and JPL makes it go, and they never see it again, and that's kind of how it is. But it can be proven, but they don't know.
Yeah, I got it. We got to watch this video. Yeah, let's see if it's working.
Yeah, this is the one I saw. I thought, Dave, did you send this to me?
Coincidence, an act of God, the universe, or just plain interesting. Whatever you think of it, I do find it interesting. Here's 4 number patterns you probably didn't know. The first one is if you take this year, 2020, and divide it by 666, the first 5 digits you get is the phone number to text the Biden-Harris campaign. Pretty bizarre. Credit where it's due. I saw Scott Adams tweet about this on his Twitter. You can't script this stuff. or maybe you can. The second one comes from Jimmy Kimmel's Hollywood studio that he operated out of for years, which is actually a Freemason temple. Freemasonry builds its temples among the nations and in the hearts of men. If you ever go to Hollywood Boulevard, you can see the Freemason temple that doubles as Jimmy Kimmel's building. What's even more bizarre and coincidental is the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's name, if you turn the camera sideways, you can see the two M's form a 3333. So that's two 33s in his name. Why is that interesting? Because in Freemasonry, a 33-degree Mason is a high-ranking Freemason, and it's an important number for them. Interestingly enough, out of the presidents of the United States, it's said that 14 of them are known Freemasons, including George Washington.
I'm going to remove that. It was echoing. But that's all we want to show. What else does he say? The other one was the amount the Pope donated.
Pope, yeah, what's the other one?
And then I forgot what else there was. There's another one. It's so crazy what you can do with the numbers. That's for sure.
And now the Pope, the new Pope, the Jesuit Pope, the Argentinian Jesuit Pope.
Yeah.
He declared, and I can bring quickly the news, but he declared for
watch this part of this video. This woman talking about boarding babies.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah, you want to play that real quick? Yeah. We'll play this real quick, man. Iru, you can go next. But
what did he say, Iru? What did he say?
He said that we need a new world order, and the
I see that.
the private property, the private how you call it?
Private property.
It's a secondary thing.
Not important
in this new world order.
Here, I have
like
it right here.
Like a communist at the top level.
It's going to be communist now.
And now his speech with Freemasons, and now for example, the Grand Lodge of Spain celebrate the declarations of fraternity of the Pope Francis.
Here's the video you're talking about.
And
Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, here, let me share screen.
And Iru, what do you know about? We were talking about the other day. What do you know about the Pope supposed to be the last Pope?
Well, it's the same thing for me. I talked about that yesterday in one of my live shows, and I paste in the private chat the if you translate it to English, you can share. And I don't know, for me, because all the president of the United States are or either Freemason or either Jesuit, like in this case Donald Trump. It's very interested the similarities that they share, because the last Pope, the last president. Both are scholar. They both are, have
Jesuit education,
Jesuit education and connection, things like that. Steve Bannon, the guy, and I think I showed that a few shows ago, but the guy who helped to Donald Trump to create the campaign, he talks in the Oxford University about that Freemason, Vatican, Jesuit. I don't know if you saw that clip, but.
Yeah, I remember you shared that whole lecture, right? It's a whole lecture.
Yeah, so for me, it's like they present this type of heroes / prophets, false prophets, of course, and they make sure some similarities. I don't know. That could be another coincidence. You can talk about the Pope Francis being the last Pope and the Donald Trump being the last.
Could be part of their script as well, that they create those rumors.
For me, yes. Yes, it's a part of it. Yes. Guys, in the QAnon highest hierarchy, they are saying that Donald Trump is a time travel guy, for example.
Yeah. I know.
No, for sure, man.
Well, his uncle got all technology from Tesla. That's how
exactly.
Yes.
And also, he's going to free the world. He's going to bring the free energy to the world because his uncle was some guy connected with Tesla.
His uncle confiscated the tech from Tesla, and he's been hiding it.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, dude. It's all true. That's the thing. It's all true, Iru. So shut up,
guys.
It's all true. 100%.
I want to point people to everyone knows Quantum of Conscious, Matt.
Yes.
He put out a video the other day called Updated See the V Impossible List radio show format. It's about an hour and 25 minutes. He lists every crazy thing that's happened with COVID. Like, I've forgotten so many things that he brought up. Like, anyone that hears this list, it shows that our reality is a scripted scene. It's unbelievable. You gotta watch it. So it's from October 3rd on Quantum of Conscious. I'll throw a link in the chat.
Well, this is the video. Iru left. I wanted to show the video of the guy in Australia slipping up and saying the New World Order.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
It'll be the safest place on earth, our homes. You've already heard today that
come on,
or a number of the people who've actually now got the virus, got it in a home situation. And we'll hear more detail about that in due course. But it is both a safe place and a dangerous place. We must treat this new world order, this new world of COVID. We must treat this new world of COVID. Treat this new world of COVID. We must treat this new world of COVID. This new world of COVID. We must treat this new world order. This new world of COVID. This new world order. This new world of COVID.
Wow, talking about a Freudian slip.
It's happened before. This same girl Lightfoot or whatever her name is from Chicago.
When people lie, they often skip up. You guys ever notice when Felix Baumgarten was doing his interview and he said, I could see the curve of the earth? He flubbed the words. He like screwed up and he corrected himself super fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know he's faking, because he's not speaking from his heart. He's speaking from his brain.
I think I found the video.
Did you guys see the I know I'm but like 2 weeks behind and everything, but did you see the video that came out of Isle of Man, Dave? Shot from 90 something miles away?
I think so.
It was at the cruise ship behind the...
No, I'll show it real quick just because I thought it was great. But again, and then there's a guy who describes, or he's described it in the past, why exactly you can see that, and it's his reasoning is so ridiculous. Let me go to this one, and where are we at? Isle of Man, this one. You can see the screen, yes?
Yeah.
So this video where, Bob, did you see this one?
No, I did not.
So this guy shows, this is from a mountain. He shows exactly where it is. I forgot the name of the mountain here. Winter Hill. So he's on a road at Winter Hill showing Isle of Man, which is this entire little island out here, showing that there should be 1,800 feet of hidden height. And so really, this is the whole Isle of Man here. You should be able to see this tiny little peak and this little peak above the horizon only. And now he'll show you what you can see. And you can see the entire isle.
Yeah. Oh, excellent globe proof, man.
Excellent. Yeah.
And that's we're just proving the globe, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a guy who tries to prove, let me show you this other video. There's a guy who tries to say why we can see that.
It's refraction? Isn't it always refraction?
Well, of course. Well, this guy actually, it's so funny when people do this. I've seen so many people do it and they don't really understand how off they are on this. Did I get it here? You can see this now?
Yep.
Yes. And this is from a video a while back, but he's showing the same image, showing why we know. And he goes with the sideways profile, right? And his reasoning why this is fake or why this is globe proof really is because he said, here's the Blackpool Tower. So how is it that in that video we're able to see Black Hill Tower? Let me go there. Where'd it go?
Joe Mama, thanks for $6.66.
This right here. So he's like, this is
oh, come on. This guy doesn't. Oh, that's sad. Come on.
Sad. It's ridiculous. I mean, if I go out,
it's kind of cute. So dumb. It's kind of cute. Like not even a child would be doing it.
Wait, what's he claiming? I don't even understand what he's claiming.
Yeah, what's the logic?
The logic is that this thing is at the same height as the mountain, and that's impossible, even if it's closer. Obviously,
he's just saying the mountain must be way down here behind the curve. But what he doesn't realize is if I go, I have mountains to the east of me, right? If I go outside right now, the telephone pole on my street is higher than those mountains.
That's a tall telephone pole, dude.
Because the mountains, which are...
I can see the New York City skyline, and I'm taller than it.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. From Connecticut, right?
Yeah. He's saying we should be able to stack 3 of these on top of each other to see the top of the mountain. He doesn't understand that there's something called perspective. He doesn't understand that things get smaller in the distance.
And it's the closer it gets to the camera.
Dude,
I mean,
perspective is a flat Earth made up fantasy.
But he's saying this should be where you should stack these and see the top of the mountain. So the fact that we see this part tells you that the rest of the mountain is below the curve.
Wow,
that's his explanation of this.
Who said this?
Professor Dunning and Professor Kruger.
Yeah. So he doesn't understand that if you're at the top of this mountain and you're looking at this Blackpool Tower, Well, he's like, there's no way you'd be able to see the top of this mountain. There should be 3 Blackpool towers. He stacks them right here.
Oh, yeah.
He said, Jared, my thumb's bigger than my head.
People just don't understand. Like I said, I have huge ass mountains, the Sierra Nevadas, that I can see from my front yard, and there is a telephone pole on my street that is taller than those mountains. So I guess that means that the entire mountains must be behind some sort of curve, not the fact.
I can show
same
you
height and same size.
Yeah, I can show a photo of my son, and he's way bigger than me. He's like standing on top of me, and I'm a little head in the corner, and he's like, it's like big.
He doesn't realize that this is a very close tower, and then you go across a ton of water, and so these mountains have gotten much smaller in the distance. And then I do think that there's some magnification here a little bit, probably making these peaks or mountains seem a little bigger than they are,
and actually hiding a little bit of the bottom. Probably
that's what people don't even realize, that as things go into the distance, they get smaller, but they also get magnified.
Right.
I mean, wrap your mind around that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
But that depends, doesn't it, a little bit, how much magnification you get according to the atmospherical
right.
conditions.
The perspective is the same, but the magnification changes.
You would never be able to know that. You would never, because it's incalculable. You would have to know the exact atmosphere across the entire distance that you're looking. It's something that couldn't even be calculated.
Yeah, you can just see the effect, like when the moon is too big, and sometimes it rises in a smaller size.
Jaren, how can you say that can't be calculated when SpaceX can drop a tin can out of the space and it can calculate wind currents, ocean currents, waves, and they can catch it in a net?
Very good point. I can't say it.
You caught him. Baller Dave, you're on a roll.
Baller Dave. A couple super chats from Red Flag Rico says, dude, I love you, Joe Mama, but we can't leave Satan feeling all smug, homie. Congrats on the baby, Jaren. Okay. And Tony O-Face, thank you very much, Red Flag, says, I hate that we are the minority. People think I'm insane when I try to tell them everything is a lie. Well, I guess sometimes you just have to be happy that right? I mean, that's why it's fun to do these shows. By the way, the reason everybody's on this show and not tomorrow is there will be no lounge tomorrow. We'll be back the 16th, but my sister is coming to town tomorrow, so instead we're having a combo Thursday, Friday show. How lucky for you, I guess. So just so you know, that's why we're all here.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
I appreciate letting me participate. Thank you.
Hey, and maybe tomorrow, Alex, you could work on making your microphone make this noise when you tap it.
Oh, nice. It's a nice noise.
Oh, there it is. It worked. Wait, maybe I heard it. No, something's wrong with your mic. That's not your mic.
You're using your computer mic.
Never been on. Never.
It is my mic. It's not my webcam.
You're probably getting the sound from the computer and you don't know.
You should be able to hear it. If we all tap our mic, you hear our mic.
You guys are bashing. Okay, I get it. It's my birthday. Let's haze me.
No. Flatter ever. But all of the show Alex does with his looking good, with his microphone, his setup, his microphone has never been on.
The whole time. Webcam mics.
I mean, that's a good analogy for my life. You know what I mean? I got it all set up, but just something's not on. One thing is not on.
Yeah.
It's just that one. That's how I became a flat earther. I realized that one thing.
Unique NPC says definitely not on. So it's not just us. We're not just hazing you for your birthday. Okay?
You're kidding. It's on. I'm
not on, dude. You're not.
Hey, are you being serious?
You guys can all hear this. We can't hear you when you do yours.
That's right.
Let's hear that. You should be able to hear the mic. Do it again. Tap it. Tap it harder. It's not on.
It's coming from another mic. The sound's coming from another mic. You can tell.
Tap your computer.
Should I pour water on my computer? It seems like it's really dry.
Tap it. We want to hear it.
Tap your computer.
Tap your computer right now. Yeah, we hear that.
There it is.
It's much louder. Holy smokes!
Oh man, it doesn't help that the cats chew on the cords here, and I let them do it because I don't want to be a bad owner. So that's probably why the microphone is. So if you guys want to donate to a new microphone that the cats haven't chewed up,
I do get it now. Red Flag. Thank you. Took me a second, but I do get the joke.
Let's want to start taking some calls, or is it too soon?
Unless you had any. No, it's not too soon. It's never too soon for calls, Dave.
Well, did we ever show the girl getting arrested? I finally found it at the game. Let me just show
Everyone's seen it.
Okay, well, fuck it.
There you go.
Just shoot him down, Dave.
It's Alex's birthday. We need to beat him up because he was beat up X number of years ago.
We'll
how old is Alex? 33?
34.
34. All right, thank God. Illuminati unconfirmed.
I know. I'm out of the club. And Barack Obama urinated on me, and now I'm no longer in it. Yeah, it's part of the leaving. Yeah,
Were you in a casket?
Yeah. Well, actually, the casket was part of the initiation. Joe Mama, $33. Thank you. I guess he likes that Barack Obama urinated on me. Yeah.
Your computer when you're talking, so I can hear you.
And then I had to get on my hands and knees. It's under the table. I don't want to do that, but yeah, Barack Obama urinated on me, and then Justin Trudeau punched me in the face and kicked me in the balls twice, and then I just got to leave.
Where's the black eye? I want to see the black eye for.
Well, he punches like such a bitch. It didn't hurt, dude. He's such a bitch ass. That's why they let him kick me in the balls. It was really fucked up. It was really fucked up. He's very limp-wristed. He has issues. I think he has it.
What's that movie with Johnny Depp about the adrenochrome in Vegas? What's it called?
Edward Scissorhands.
The leaving with
Fear and Loathing. Yes. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Doesn't Alex's set look like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Well, that's a compliment. That's what I want it to be.
It looks like an infomercial. It looks like he's selling something. I can.
What are the big What are those?
Because you know what we need to talk about real quick? We need to talk about fucking Jeffrey Daugherty, who I'm becoming friends with, and I think I'm gonna have a show with again on Sunday. Where
how dare you?
Now listen. You guys, did y'all ever talk about? I listened to the whole interview. You know he's a Scientologist. Rodrigo, have you heard of this Jeffrey Daugherty guy that was on Jaron's show, Jeranism Raw? Monday night?
If I know that if his voice was a little bit lower, he would sound just like Reverend Lovejoy on The Simpsons.
You're talking about him? You're talking about Daugherty? I can't say
yep.
his name.
He is really a Scientologist?
Dude, he's what is called a squirrel Scientologist. So he uses the tech and he audits people without going through the church. So basically what it comes down to is he loves L. Ron Hubbard. That's why I'm going to talk to him again. And I was telling him about, I brought up Xenu. I brought about all this fake stuff. And I love Jeffrey. I like him because his personality's good. But he's trying to audit people. Well, I'm saying I don't care if you wore pink panties. I don't care if somebody's a Scientologist. I met a bunch of them in California. You know, whatever. I'm not a judgmental person. I'm really not. So other than astronauts, Don Pettit, that guy's mentally retarded.
So wait, he believes Xenu is coming and all that stuff. I mean, Xenu
so how it works is Xenu is an intergalactic guy 75 million years ago, and all of the 9 planets that he
stays in a mountain, right?
What happened was, guys, come on, I just read this. I'll tell you exactly what the fuck Xenu did. He all 178 billion people on each of the other 8 planets. Earth was not inhabited yet. He actually threw all those people on Earth into volcanoes, and then blew up the volcanoes with atom bombs that came out of spaceships that looked like DC-8.
Sounds legit.
It's very plausible. Yeah.
And then no, but listen, this is where their whole basis of their religion happened. So what happened was this is true. I can pull this up, Xenu.com. What they did was, and then on top of here, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up right now.
It is.
No, because you got to see this. You guys got to see Xenu.
No, Alex. First of all, how much does it cost to get to the Xenu level? So
so in real Scientology, it's OT3, so it's over $100,000 in the real version. Here, Jaron,
where do I sign up? It's funny that you're speaking through that windscreen and into the mic that doesn't work, though. Just for the record, it's funny.
Is this? Can we quit the punking me? I want to talk about Xenu for one. I love Xenu. This is big. This is like
just for fun. Can you move the mic away? Move it completely away from you.
No, don't do that. I like it. I like that he leans into it.
Okay, never mind.
You ruin everything.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, let me go. Who is Xenu? I'm going to tell you a story. Are you sitting comfortably? Once upon a time, 75 million years ago, to be more precise, there was an alien galactic ruler named Xenu. Xenu was in charge of all the planets in this part of the galaxy, including our own planet, Earth. Except in those days, it was called Tigiak. Now Xenu had a problem. All of the 76 planets he controlled were overpopulated. Each planet had an average of 178 billion people on it. He wanted to get rid of all the overpopulation, so he had a plan. Xenu took over complete control with the help of renegades to defeat the good people and the loyal officers. Then, with the help of psychiatrists, he called in billions of people for income tax inspections, where they were instead given infections of alcohol and glycol mixed to paralyze them. Then they were put in space planes that looked exactly like DC-8s, except they had rocket motors instead of propellers. These DC-8 space planes flew to planet Earth, where they paralyzed people, were stacked around the bases of volcanoes in their hundreds of billions. When they had finished stacking them around the H-bombs, they were lowered into the volcanoes. Xenu then detonated all the H-bombs at the same time, and everyone was killed. The story doesn't end there, though. Since everyone has a soul. Listen, no, this is where it gets good, Bob. This is where the story, this is now where the climax of the story. The story doesn't end there, though. Since everyone has a soul called a thetan in the story, then you have to trick souls into not coming back again. So while the hundreds of billions of souls were being blown around by the nuclear winds, he had special electric traps that caught all the souls in electronic beams. The electronic beams were like sticky flypaper. After he had captured all the souls, he had them packed into boxes and taken to a huge, listen to this, a few huge cinemas. There, all the souls had to spend days watching special 3D motion pictures that told them what life should be like, and many confusing things. In this film, they were shown false pictures and told they were God, the devil, and Christ. In the story, this process is called implanting. When the films ended and the souls left the movie theater, these souls started to stick together because they sensed they had all seen the same film. They thought they were the same people. They clustered in groups of a few thousand. Now, because there are only a few living bodies left, they stayed as clusters and inhabited these bodies. So that's what these body things, for lack of a better word, that's why you do auditing. So what they believe is that you reincarnate. You live for billions of years. It's just me now. Is that how it's supposed to be? So no, it's fine. But when you reincarnate, how it works is, all right, Dave. Now you're being rude. Now that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I'll take it. But
can you make sure you ask Jeffrey Gardy about whether or not he believes that when you talk?
He says he doesn't. He says Xenu. He said okay. So right here, if you would have saw my screen, I guess I didn't show you. There's actually handwriting of L. Ron Hubbard writing this thing, and there's this guy named Paul Feig who was like this big Scientology that left. And at OT3, when you go into a special room. You go into a special room, and they unlock this thing, and they bring out this book that's handwritten by L. Ron Hubbard. And when he failed OT3, because when they showed him this, he thought it was a joke. He thought they were playing a prank on him. Like they said, we're giving you secret knowledge. And this is how he had to retake the course and pay like $100,000 because he thought that was the trick. Like they're supposed to tell you this and you actually believe it and you're supposed to doubt it. And so he had to retake it again. And the second time he went in there realizing, oh shit, I got to believe all this shit. And so that's literally how brainwashed they are, that they actually believe that the reason that all the ills that we have are thetans from 75 million years ago. And that's why you have to audit yourself, because you are reincarnated. And so let's say you and I are on an e-meter with their auditing machine. When you're on the can,
which costs a lot, by the way.
They're like they're freaking. It's like a what do you call it? Lie detector kind of thing.
It's like a rudimentary lie detector.
Skin measuring.
Regardless, it's a bullshit. But what you do is you tell these stories about like, oh, in 1913, they're like, tell me a memory you have, and you're basically just making up fake stories. But people will be like, oh, I remember in 1913 I was in the woods. Or
wait, so why would he call himself a Scientologist if
he's 100% a Scientologist? Because he's practicing Dianetics. And so what they believe is through Dianetics is they can tap into their brain, because we only use 10% of our brain, is they can use 100% of your brain and get actual superpowers.
Right. I want to see that show. I did not know that about Jeffrey.
Yes. And so we talked about it on my show, but now, so he's auditing people without the cans, because now it's the digital world. And so technically he's called a squirrel. Like the Church of Scientology would hate him.
Right.
Because really, L. Ron Hubbard wrote all this stuff. He was a science fiction writer, but he just stole a lot of self-help shit. So some of the shit's good. You know what I mean? It's just general self-help shit. Like you're talking to a counselor.
Eckhart Tolle or these guys.
Yeah, I looked into some of it, the Dianetics, because I walked into their thing in UBC, not UBC, in Vancouver. And then they never stopped sending me shit. And they gave me a free book, and I took a look at it, and I was like, come on. Like, I read some of it, and
there's so many possible.
I couldn't buy it. It just
have you ever seen the Urantia book?
Yes.
Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard book?
Yes, I read it a long time ago.
That's a big one. It's a big one. That's a David Wilcock one, right, Bob? You know about it? No. That's not the law of
the Urantia book was around long before David Wilcock. David Wilcock was
40s, 50s.
Kind of after the Law of One material. He worked with those people.
But is the Urantia linked to the Law of One stuff or no?
No, it's like in the 40s or 50s, supposedly some alien came or maybe it
channeled, right? They say it's channels like a Bible, big kind of, and it talks about galaxies and different planets and different.
Sure, and that we're, which creation number we are, and Jesus was the seventh manifestation of the, Methuselah. It just goes on and on and on.
In the 7 super universes.
Right. Michael is the head of this world, and he came and reincarnated as Jesus, and he'll come again. It's a whole book.
I know Scientology is bad because I knew 2 people that I met when I moved to California working on production jobs, that when they got there, they signed up for like auditing classes thinking that they were going to help them with their career. And they got a little bit into Scientology, and they got their social security numbers, and Scientology went and applied to a bunch of credit cards.
For them,
for credit cards.
On their behalf.
They got them in horrible credit card debt. Buying Scientology books. So that's evil.
Yeah, they do that. They force you to buy their courses and stuff.
But
Somebody
not
said
only
that-
that, they have a whole financial wing that just gets people's information to apply for credit cards all day. They apply for credit cards until they stop giving to them.
Yeah, if you
somebody in
say
the
you
chat
cannot
asked
pay it, yeah, I heard that if you say you cannot pay it, they're like, "Oh, don't worry, you can get your credit card," and then they go after it and they make you pay, give you the debt, whatever.
And they give you a false hope. They even say that they have people in the banks and they can get you approved with bad credit.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat's talking about the Urantia, asking if they believe in the globe. Yeah, in fact, it's basically like they needed to rewrite the Bible because of what science has supposedly discovered since the Bible was written. And they're like, oh, so they had to add all the universes, all the other planets, and there's all these other galaxies, and that's what we're seeing in the sky, and all these angels are manifesting from different locales. And like Bob said, we're on the 7th level of the universe. But again, it's just
Spaceball spirituality.
Yeah, just written by men. You know, tell Alex he needs a new mic. I can't.
So I really do need a new mic. Fuck.
I think you just need to turn it on, really. And Dave needs to get off mute if he's going to talk into the camera. It just doesn't work on mute.
Yeah, it does work fine on mute. I heard everything I said. His mic probably works.
Oh, it does work?
No, it probably works.
Oh, if this is some prank. I
No,
think
it
you're
doesn't
trolling
work
me.
now.
I think you're trolling me, which I like the troll because I'm considered a master troll. I'm a troller, a master troller, a master splinter. So
All right, let's take some phone calls.
What is with we're not trolling when we're saying tap your mic and then you tap your mic and it doesn't work.
Well, see, I have these headphones plugged in, so it's loud. It's fucking loud.
Okay,
I
so
have it. It sounds.
in your headphones you can hear the mic.
Yeah, I'm
when you
plugged
tap
into
it?
the mic, so it sounds loud as shit to me. Even though
You're plugged into the mic, but you're coming in through the other mic. So
Yeah, so there's a setting that says that
This makes for a good show right here.
mirrors the sound. You have it's literally a setting in the
Well, I've been putting
Finger.
Diet Coke on it. So am I supposed to pour regular Coke on my modem or Diet Coke? I thought Diet Coke is better because it has less sugar.
And then add Mentos.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry. Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
I haven't been pouring cherry Coke on my modem.
That's right.
All right, so
Get
when
it right.
with Jeffrey, I want to watch this show. I want to see because I thought what if he's saying that Christianity is what a fear and control matrix.
Yes,
and he believes that Xenu is not.
Dude, he is okay. So let's get into Jeffrey because I like Jeffrey, and I'm gonna do some more content with him because he's so interesting. But he was a 20-year Pentecostal preacher.
Correct.
So do you know anything about Pentecostal churches, though?
They're not much different than Christianity, but okay.
No, they're Christianity, but what is it? It's
Right.
the Holy Ghost. So people, it's different, Jaron. If I used to spend some time in Alexandria, Louisiana with this guy. It's kind of like a mentor of mine, a friend of mine.
I'll put up the link, by the way. If people want to join the show, jump on. We'll
Have
put
you
it-
ever, Rodrigo? Have you ever seen a Pentecostal church? You guys have never seen a Pentecostal
they have it in
church
Brazil.
yourself?
It's huge. It's one of the evangelical things
Well,
in
what
Brazil.
they do is you get so holy in there. The Holy Ghost is so real, Jaron, that people are literally collapsing and running through the aisle.
Oh, right. I've seen
It's
that.
like speaking in tongues and stuff.
Falling over.
People are ripping their shirts. People will be in a 3-piece suit, ripping
They
the
feel the
suit.
spirit. The spirit's inside.
It sounds crazy, but when you go there, I swear to God, my hand on a Bible, sword of the Creator, you feel an energy from the people. Whether it's God, I don't know, but
Well,
you feel an
have you,
energy in the room.
have you ever been to a football game where
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's like a rock concert. I'm not
Same
saying I'm not arguing with that. I've been
Gotcha.
to a rock concert where I've ripped off my shirt. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not that. I've been
Was
to a Red
that
Hot. I've been to a Red Hot Chili
Paula
Peppers
Abdul?
concert and
Paula
I've
Abdul.
partied and ripped off my shirt. It's kind of like going to a wild concert, except you're even more encouraged to get into the Holy Ghost mindset. So he was a 20-year preacher doing this, where you're going, they speak in tongues. Yeah, they speak in tongues, and so
It's like
he's
Jesus
so-
Camp. Have you seen Jesus Camp, the film?
Well,
The
listen what he
documentary?
would do.
Yeah, I've
he
seen
said
it.
he would anoint people. He said a lot of people had anointing oils. They would have oils like in their jackets or something. These Pentecostal preachers. So when you touch somebody, they could actually feel some oil. He said that he would be sweating so much he would just get the sweat from his brow and just put it on people, and they would collapse because the Holy Ghost is so strong. So this is how intense of a Pentecostal preacher is. So and he's a lot like me. He's kind of a hyper focused guy. I think like if he doesn't focus, he hyper focuses. So
Well, the
now
good thing is I'm glad that you can actually have a conversation with him and that people can have a different opinion, because we talked about it on Monday. It's okay for people to have different opinions. I like to hear other opinions. That's why I want to see that show where you talk to him about it. But I did put the link on the screen, tinyurl.com/live100820. I tried to make it shorter, but that was already taken for some reason. So again, tinyurl.com/live100820. You can join from your phone. You can join from your PC, from your Mac, from your tablet.
It's really easy on Safari on an iPhone. Really easy.
Yeah, so if you want to join from your iPad, jump in and tell Alex his mic doesn't work. It's not just us hazing him for his birthday. What are you doing tonight for your birthday, Alex? Are you going out and having a few brewskis, or are you just going to
I don't drink. I'm not going to drink. I was going to stream. I was planning on just streaming. I hate birthdays. I don't get any gift. I mean, my mom got me, I left in my car, got me a Conspiracy Castle mug, but
nice.
No, dude, I'm not.
Better than Dave's woke
I'm like
mug
that too.
Keeps going on shows with. Dave, get rid of the woke mug. You're on other channels drinking out of a woke mug. It's a bad image.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
I know you don't like the terminology, Jaron, but it's hard not to say. What's the other terminology for somebody that is awake to the? Wow, that looks kind of cool, actually. That looks kind of cool. You're laughing, but that looks badass. That looks badass.
I don't know what the other terminology is. I just know that they've co-opted it now, and it means that you recognize your white privilege and that
all right, yeah,
you're aware of Black Lives Matter, and you hope that they paint it on your local main street.
Well, yeah, you're right. They've hijacked the wake up thing because I saw there's some. I don't know if you saw one of my minute videos, but they spray painted 666 all over like the the park I go to every day. And on top of that, it was like, are you woke? So you can tell these are like, Black Lives Matter type people.
Well, if you look up woke, it says, what does woke mean? Alert to injustice in society, especially racism.
Yeah, they've hijacked it.
That's the new word. It's a political term originating in the United States, receiving to a perceived awareness of issues concerning social justice and racial justice.
Paige is not going to be happy. You ruined my mug for her.
I'm sorry. Well, how about me? I had a woke bumper sticker on both my vehicles.
You finally took them off.
It's still on there, if I have to be honest, because I started to peel it off and it stays on there. It'll look terrible if I take it off. So I got to wait till I get some. What is that stuff called? Gugon. Thank you. I got to find some Gugon first. All right, so we have some people joining us. Well, here's Iru. First and foremost, there's Iru.
Hello, guys.
Did you have anything good?
Yes, perfect. Pasta.
Awesome. Oh, pasta. Great.
Yeah.
We have Ben Grizzly Adams.
Pasta's a code word for Linda.
Linda is right here. She sent you a lot of congratulations for the. Well, no, I'm not going to make a joke.
I'll make a joke. Alex, I accidentally moved you out. Come back. Our bad. All right. So, what happened to Ben Grizzly Adams? You're going once here, Ben, or I'm going to drop you.
Hey,
right
guys.
there. Hey, what's up?
I didn't want to interrupt Iru.
No problem.
Hey, Jaron. Hi, Rodrigo, Iru.
Hello.
Bob.
Hello, Ben.
Ben.
How are you guys? All good?
Good. We're good.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys are interested in hearing what I wanted to say. It was regarding this PCR test and all that business around DNA they're doing with COVID. I don't know if you guys are interested in.
I'm very
some
familiar
little
with Kerry
details
Mullis, the
regarding
creator. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for it in 1993 and then died conveniently in 2019. What do you have for us?
Yes. Besides that, in fact, it's actually totally inappropriate to use PCR to do any diagnostics because, well, I used to be selling those machines and we had to sign every 6 months that those machines were not to be pitched as a diagnostic tool.
Right.
And the diagnostic requirements at the FDA is extremely stringent. I mean, every bit of metal needs to be traceable. The grommets need to be of a certain type of quality and so on. So you cannot just take a machine and do diagnostics like that. Plus, you need to have the assay vetted. So the chemistry itself needs to be vetted independently from the machine.
That's what I would have expected. Like everything has to be totally checked out, right?
Yeah, and this is not the case. Those are research only. It's written on the machine. It's written everywhere. But besides that, if they wanted to actually do a diagnostic, they should use a technique called genotyping. And genotyping will give you a yes or no answer. So if you know the sequence, and that's where it gets complicated. If you know...
Yeah?
Ben?
We lost you for a second. Ben, are you there? All right, sorry. Seems like there's some...
I just tried to move my browser and I got closed out twice.
Let's go to Red Moe, if I'm saying that right. By the way, nice shirt, Red. You're on.
Now he is.
Hello? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Doing good.
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 Just joining the stream. You guys do a great job. I listen to you guys constantly. Glowbuster, DITRH, all you guys. Iru, Jared, I love you guys.
Thanks, bro. Nice shirt. Where'd you get the shirt?
Oh, it's just
I
a
like
UN shirt. Amazon.
Oh, it's a United Nations shirt.
And my unmazzled
Right.
shirts, DITRH, my unmazzled shirts, they coming soon. I just ordered some from Teespring, from the Flat Earth Clock app.
Nice.
Getting soon. I have a
No
bunch
way.
of
Are
them.
you
Hold
gonna
on real
vote?
quick. You guys, hold on. Hell no. Are you fucking insane? Hold on real quick.
You
I
gonna
don't
vote?
think I can turn my camera. Look, it's the back of my car. I always got
I like
Nice. There you go.
the back of my car.
I had
New
one of those on
York,
my
you
car,
know?
and I had one of those on my car. And my sister asked me, "Why do you have a globe on the back of your car?" I'm like, "It's not a globe."
Actually,
What they
it's
say.
funny. Actually, when I ordered it from Amazon, it was that picture, but they sent me a fucking globe, an actual globe picture. So I returned it. Actually sent me I gave him a bad review, and then yeah, hell yeah, that's it.
Nice
But
background,
gentlemen,
Dave.
I just want to tell you guys.
Trying to stay ahead of Alex.
Wow, that was good. Now. I love
All right,
my
thanks,
son.
Red. Appreciate it.
Thanks, dude.
I don't know why people keep dropping them in. Weird.
It's a bit of cutting off a little bit.
It did it to me twice, Jen. I don't know why. I was trying.
What are we looking at there?
I don't know. It went inside
That's
of his
his car
car.
seat.
Can you make it
I'm
bigger?
This is
in the
driver's
car
seat.
right now. I ran in the trunk.
It's Invisible
Rick, do you
Man.
drink a lot of Moet?
Yeah,
It's
Is that
an
why you-
invisible Trump supporter.
Why do they call you Red Moet?
He dropped again. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's try. Who else do we have here? RT, welcome to the show.
RT.
Hey, everybody.
What
This is
up?
Rick. And
RT,
also,
wait, there's Mandela effect. That alligator was smaller last time you were on the show. That alligator has changed size.
It was
you got it.
It was
You got it.
small.
It
I
was
had
never
another hat on earlier. It was a happy hat for happy birthday to Alex.
Let's
Oh,
get into it.
thank you.
I took it out. But hey, no, this is an all-star show. I mean, all you guys are here. Yeah, I just wanted to share a real quick face mask story. I know we're all getting sick of it, but I had some business to transact at the local post office. It was last week. So I walk in, I don't wear masks at those things. And here's this lady that, and she's standing back. The markings are 6 feet apart, of course. But she is back, 3 or 4 from the next person. So I'm just right in the door there. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. Is there any reason that you're not kind of moving forward?" And she said, "Well, it's because you're not wearing a mask." And I said, "What?" Well, anyway, very, very strange.
Well, they
and-
just said airborne transmission is possible, so that's why she's scared. The CDC just
Yeah.
Not if
Yeah.
you're getting 666 feet away, though. Everything's good.
That would have to be 666 is what it is.
So she was doing 18 feet. So she's got, which translates to 9. Gets the whole that old stuff. But hey, one other thing is just for the longest time I've been wanting. I think Alex had talked on one of his shows about procrastination, and I've just been wanting, to talk about that, but I kept putting it off.
Oh, you're so funny.
So anyway,
Yeah, you're so funny. You know what's funny? RT, it's funny you say that because I love that you're joking with me. Somebody else said, I was kind of talking about some motivational stuff, and they said a comment, "You go, girl." And I don't care when people make fun of me at all, but when I read that comment, that guy trolled me so hard, I started dying laughing. But what that comment said, I said, I'm more motivational. So now, RV, I'm even getting more motivational, and we do need to stop procrastinating. So that was a really good procrastination joke.
No, but I mean, it's almost like, when you mention that, it's like, because I'm guilty, and probably 99% of people are guilty. So you wonder, is it part of just the human condition that you know, when we hold off and we delay the things that we dread to do, when it gets to be like you either got to do it or it's going to be total failure, we rise to the occasion. Maybe we do our best work under pressure, and part of it is truly, a beneficial aspect of our humanity. That we work better under pressure in certain things, but we can all take it to such a degree that it becomes detrimental to us. And
RT, let me say this: you have a daughter in college, right?
Yes, yes.
So when I was in college, I would procrastinate so bad, RT, that I would cram for tests. I would stay up for 48 hours on Adderall, cramming for tests, being so stressed out. And I would get I would pass. I'd get a C or whatever, in a class I hardly ever went to. And now I look back, I'm like, God, why didn't I take advantage of that class? Why didn't I actually go and study? And I passed. But that lifestyle, that procrastination lifestyle, it's so bad. So even though I am joking about it, it really is.
Yeah.
You need to tell your daughter, don't do that in school, because it made me hate college when it's something I should have liked.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If I would pitch in, the only thing I would say is that the way we are forced to live because of the system, gives us so many tasks that we have to do one after the other, and I don't think that's natural at all. I think it's none of that is natural. So then what is it that's real work that you have to do? Do you need to feel, when you feel inspired to do something, you would never procrastinate because there's no deadline. You know what I'm saying? Whenever there's deadline, then you have this anxiety about procrastination, and everything in this system seems to come with deadlines. So you got to work until you get the money, so you get the paid. Deadlines, and the word, it's a deadline. I was thinking about this as well. It's messed up, and I think that's part of the whole problem. We can blame it on the system.
And the worst part is some of you procrastinate when you actually do it. It only takes 10 minutes usually.
Right,
David,
right.
how many times have you? This is a multiplication. It's beyond 666.
So 666 Alexes now.
That's not enough still.
Quite a few.
No, but I mean, you can procrastinate on something, and then you get almost like when you do, get it knocked out. You've been dreading it. You've been putting it off. You kind of get it totally knocked out. There's almost like this euphoric high that you get from it. So it's a very complicated thing.
It's so complicated. Because you're right, the stress of the procrastination will make you perform under pressure. So it's weird, you need the sense of urgency.
Well, the streaming that we may do, that's a kind of thing where you can't, right? What did you say about that, Alex? Because you're doing that. That's not procrastinating, but it's like hitting it, as it comes, kind of thing. Do you get nervous, or do you just?
No, in my mind with the streams, I don't even care if anybody's really watching. I just think you get out what you put in. So me streaming, I'm putting in something. So I'm not going to get out something immediately, but in the future, I'm investing in it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like exercising. It sucks when you first start. You don't notice any results at the beginning, but after months and months of it, you notice huge results. So that's why I don't really feel stressed to stream. I'm excited to actually stream. I almost look at streaming like something fun,
Yeah, but that's something you do. That's something that would account. You don't procrastinate. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't procrastinate.
I don't procrastinate about that. But see, I've stopped procrastinating in my life. It's changed my whole stress. I don't procrastinate as much on any shit. I just try to get it done now, and my whole life has changed. My anxiety levels are so much down, because even the littlest shit will stress you out. If you have fucking laundry building up next to your bedroom, that can stress you out. So when you start taking that little shit, you I'm not Jordan Peterson or something. You make your bed, you take care of that little shit. You don't procrastinate the little shit. It actually it has exponential effects and makes your life. You have a lot less stress and a lot less bullcrap if you don't procrastinate.
All I gotta say is, don't procrastinate on getting that mic fixed. So.
Shit, mother effer. I'm about to order a nice ass mic. I'm about to get a mic.
I think the mic works fine. That's not the problem.
Mic looks good.
Yeah.
Mic not.
Windscreen is on fleek right there.
So I need two windscreens. Is what you're saying. I need another windscreen.
All right.
Iru's not talking enough. Iru, what do we need? What about you? What's your thought on procrastination, Iru?
Jason, by the way, I saw the guy.
I don't know what that word means.
It's like Latin, like procrastinare. So Latin, leave something for tomorrow. Procrast being tomorrow. So it's like, no,
it's better for me. I am the type of person that if I can do it now, I do it now. and I take off of my head, and of course depends of the complexity of the task, right? But I am very self-organized
Work ethics.
person.
Good
Very,
work
I
ethics.
like
See, Iru, I wasn't like that, and when I started being like that and just being more, proactive with little shit.
See, because I know
You
Iru's
start
good at that
using
because,
Scoot.
for instance, when he saves a file on his computer, he immediately names it exactly what he wants it to be. So in the future, when he searches it, he can find it easily. All of us, I assume, for me, I just save it and then struggle to look for it.
I name things because I had to do that a lot, especially with papers. I try to name every book and every paper and so on.
And something, at least for me, something that was really curious was because I don't used to be like that in terms of being a person with with order
Organized.
and I don't know how to pronounce no, organized, yes, but constant in terms of
being what do you call it?
Consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent, yeah. And at the age of maybe 15 years old, I make my first astral letter. I know if you call it in English, you call that like that. Carta astral. Astral letter is like when you get born, all the planet, how it is, and
Astrology,
I make that type of astrology.
Astrological chart.
Yes, astrological chart. And in that astrological chart, the woman that make it start telling me, what is supposed that I need to conquer in terms of my behaviors, because in the calendar, in the Gregorian calendar, I am from Aries. So I'm start working in those things that she told me, and I became a sport person, in terms of the make exercise very regular daily basis, and I'm start getting in order my things, and I'm starting to get more focused.
Regularity kind of thing. Regularity.
Yes, because
rhythm.
Yes, exactly. Because before that, it was something like I always I have trouble in the school and with my family. I was a very compulsive, aggressive guy. All that energy from Aries. But instead of putting maybe in something that worth it, I get very angry very quickly, very aggressive. I know that I'm explaining like shit, but
So you change yourself according to the astrological chart. You kind of worked on those issues, and then you became more rhythmically with doing things more regularly and building that up.
Yeah. That is why I prefer to do things now instead of living for
tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, so we got more people waiting. Everybody, I see you. We'll get to you. Try and keep it as short as you can. Get your main points out. Ben was going to talk about PCR. Ben, you're back on the show. I don't know why you dropped last time, but there's a lot of people behind you. So help us out.
Okay. But I mean, the things I wanted to explain are not easy to just go quickly about it. You've got PCR, which is basically meant to amplify DNA before DNA sequencing. And it's not for diagnostics. If you want to do diagnostics, you need genotyping. And genotyping, in order to do that, it's an answer yes or no. Is there a string, or is there, or there is no string? But you need to know the sequence beforehand. Now, from what I understand, you cannot really purify RNA. Even if you go for the most advanced sequencing technique, which is unicellular RNA sequencing, all you get is a composite signal. Meaning, because you've got many strands of RNA within one cell, you can sequence the DNA and have a certain certainty of the nucleus of the DNA, but all the RNA, everything that is transcribed by the DNA, it's going to be a counting operation where you will have a result which is a string, which is a statistical compilation of whatever it's in the cell. So you cannot really sequence RNA.
Right. You don't know the exact order of the nucleotides. You just they basically smash them and put them in a centrifuge and then try to find them and give some sort of bits and pieces.
Yeah, the shotgun approach. They use the shotgun approach, which is a bit daft at first sight. But with DNA, if you don't have just one sequencing technique, you've got DNA sequencing of a whole lump of matter, which can be millions and millions of cells, and those cells are some are specific, some are generic. It's a melting pot of everything. Whereas if you do unicellular sequencing, you can just have one cell, and then sequence that. You amplify
So
that.
that's a
very
little
cell.
bit more. That's more reliable, I guess, to say, more precise.
Yeah, but
So
still
they've just
with that,
so they've just set it up in a way to get the most possible. They've just set it up in a way to get the most possible positive results, right? So that they can call it a second wave and tell everybody that this is running rampant.
Sure, exactly. But to give you a little bit of structure, PCR is the dirtiest and quickest way of amplifying DNA. You do that with polymerase, which is polymerase of a bacteria from a volcano because it needs to resist a certain temperature. So we don't even know what is going to amplify and how it's going to amplify. It is research only. So it will amplify.
It's not that solid. It's just kind of experimental in a way. That's what you're saying. It's not something you can just make a diagnosis out of.
Even the creator of it said so, right?
Let's put it this way. We cannot make proteins. We need to use bacteria that make proteins. And this is something actually kind of interesting for you, Rodrigo. You know Agricola tumefacens, the bacteria that you see in nature. When you see a plant with a tumor, it's due to that bacteria. It injects a protein. It does reverse transcriptase into the plant and injects its own DNA. Now, if you take the bit, and we use that to create resistance for wines, for instance, we use because it's resistant to fungi. But if you don't knock off the tumefacens bit, so the bit that makes cancer, you could actually create a chimera that create cancer. Now, what I'm saying here is that they can induce, technically, it's trivial to induce cancer through a vaccine with a chimera. And you can induce Parkinson, you can induce, if you have the bacteria with the right sequence that does whatever it does, you can attach it to a chimera, to an RNA, which is then taken from bats to, I don't know, whatever, pig, into
Is
monkeys.
this what we be talking about when we hear of like the CIA going and poisoning people or giving them cancer and things like that? People who die with things like that.
I am pretty sure it's actually trivial to do, Rodrigo, because we use Agricola tumefacens every day in genetic engineering. And my question when we were working on that was, but how do we know we have knocked off all the cancer bit? Because, you know, there can be a redundancy built into DNA. So you knock off like BRCA1, BRCA2 for breast cancer. You have two genes working on that breast cancer business. So you can knock off one gene and the other one is still active. But then you have all the methylation patterns and all the epigenetics. That's why I was telling Jaron, that's not something I can just go about.
Right. Sounds pretty complicated.
Ben, I got a question. They're testing the test is testing for literally a strip of your own DNA, which is chromosome 8 or whatever it is, and everybody has their own personal chromosome pattern. You know, everybody's different. So is it possible that they're testing us to collect our DNA? So, you know, they're going to test us again and again and again. They're collecting our personal DNA. So when it comes time for the vaccine, they can call up a specific vaccine for that person to target their brain.
Wow. So for the last bit, to target the brain, I don't know. But for the rest, it's possible, yes.
Yeah.
So to target the brain specifically, I wouldn't know.
You have a final statement or anything? We've got people behind you.
No, that's it. That's all I wanted to push out there, and you guys can think about it, and so that you know.
Thanks,
well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, we've got Red Flag Rico up next. What's up, Red Flag?
Hey, bud. Can you hear me?
About as well as Alex.
Yeah, well, come on.
Okay. All right, I have a really bad mic. I'm at work right now.
So does Alex.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, I'm at work. I'm just using like a headset mic right now. This seems a bit off topic right now, but on your last Raw show, you were talking about predictions for, you know, the presidential election and whatnot.
And we got 0.
Right. And you 100% agree with everything, right?
I do, yes. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, he does. That's true.
But I wish I could have called in on that show so bad, but I listen to playbacks at work. I have to download stuff and listen to it later because of my schedule. But check this out. On my podcast, Red Flag Rhetoric, I actually predicted in February of 2019 that by March 1st of 2020, the whole world would be shut down.
Really?
Yeah. I could prove it. I missed it by quite a bit. I thought it was going to be via MPD. What do they call it? Where they shut down all electricity? EMP.
Oh, EMP, yeah.
So I thought it was going to be an EMP. So I missed it by quite a bit, but I did say next year won't look the same. The predictive programming was just out of control. I saw it with the first version of the Economist magazine cover, but it's so effective that, the whole black cover. It was so effective that I work at a huge factory. I work at a Nissan manufacturing factory. That a lot of people are like, yeah, we like this Rico guy, but he's kind of a conspiracy guy, and he thinks the Earth is flat. But it went to people calling me during shutdown, going, "Hey, how did you know things were going to be shut down on March 1st?" And I've converted like several people to flat Earth. But someone actually said on that Raw episode, like, did anybody predict the shutdown? And I actually did. I mean, I missed the why by far. I missed the why. I thought it was going to be an EMP, but yes.
What do you predict for 2021? What's happening in 2021 then?
Give us your prediction.
I got a few.
There will be no 2021.
No, Dave.
No, I got two babies, so I hope it's not that bad. But I've got actually a few. I think the San Andreas fault's going to go off. And,
oh, great.
Wow, that's fucked up.
I could throw a rock.
Tell you why. Let me tell you why. All the predictive programming, and I don't know if you've seen this in mainstream media, which is super reliable, I know, but there was a intersecting fault line that just had an earthquake, and now they're saying within 12 months that it will affect the San Andreas fault. I think there's going to be a tidal wave in New York. Trump's definitely going to win,
definitely going to win.
Actually, he's definitely going to win, but he might be killed too. I definitely think the last president stuff. There's so much predictive programming with him being the last president that I
don't want Trump to die, dude. No.
So let's just say I'm glad that you were way off on your prediction of what.
No, I mean, I want to point out. No, I did say it was going to be shut down, though. I mean, that's a big. Yeah. That's not.
That's good. I mean, I said that the debate would never happen, and it happened. So now all bets are off the table.
Well, what do you think about the virtual debate? Do you see that Trump won't do the virtual debate because he thinks Biden can cheat and have people on the side to give him a teleprompter? What do y'all think?
And he can.
I think Trump's a master debater.
I know, but Biden's not. I mean, what the fuck? I mean,
they say he was wearing the contacts so he could read teleprompter. They say Biden was taking instructions last time.
Yeah, and I believe that actually to be true. And did you guys see Mike Pence killed Kamala Harris last night?
Killed him? Oh.
I thought in the debate, the vice presidential debate, Kamala Harris just kind of she didn't. I'm not some pro Mike Pence guy either, but he was definitely.
Have you guys seen the whole big hubbub about the fly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's bullshit. That's just a distraction because Kamala sucks so much dick. They have nothing else to talk about other than that fly. I'm just saying she sucked in her thing, so they have to have it. It's just a misdirection. It's just a distraction.
Okay.
Well,
what happened? His fly was up or down?
No, the fly landed on his head for 2 minutes.
But the same thing happened with like Hillary or one of the debates before.
Yeah, there's actually compilations of. Sorry, I'm not trying to talk over you.
I think Biden might be a government shill.
Who said that?
Well, the whole thing is set up to be so divisive that it doesn't matter who wins. We're looking. Oh yeah. And by the way, I use the word prediction like lightly. I don't mean like I'm psychic. I mean things look so obvious to me. Like when you're watching with that movie that has that twist that you know is coming. The whole thing's so divisive that we're definitely going to have some kind of riots in the street, no matter who wins.
Well, did you see
Not
they
that
tried
I-
to, did you see they tried to kidnap Governor Whitmer?
They tried to kidnap her?
Yeah, they said there was a
What?
militia of 7 people, of right-wing people that, yes, they all went to jail today. It's breaking headline news.
I
They
didn't see
tried to, these people were planning to kidnap Governor Whitmer in Michigan. It's all over the news. And then if you see my picture, there's a picture. This is a picture of a fly on Barack Obama's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the whole fly thing, like a lot of the super fundamentalist Christians have put together compilation videos of flies on Hillary and Obama, and I don't know that they're wrong. Like there's a lot of flies landing on these. Like
They said
super
Alex
important-
Jones says they supposedly smell like sulfur.
I hope they are, because here we have like 1,000 flies right now.
You hope they start having
So-
great.
I hope there is not have any spiritual meaning. But after cloud being solved, you can talk about the fly
Anything's
being
possible.
anything is possible, man.
Flies might actually be angelic beings. You don't know. If they land on you, they're blessing you. It's like freckles. Every time you get a freckle, it's an angel kiss. It's the same thing with flies. Right?
Angel kiss.
All right, thanks, Red Flag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was just going to say congratulations on the baby. I
Thank you.
have 2, and I love them very much. And yeah, man, you guys just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll see you later this month.
Sweet. Well, you won't see me, but you will see others.
Who has the mouse with that click?
I know it's Alex.
Oh, sorry. Oh, stop.
Man,
That's because his mouth is right next to his microphone.
Yeah,
I'm trying to troll Dave. And then,
I recommend this type of mouse, which you can press.
Iru sleeps with the mouse on. I mean, it looks like you can.
It's like
we wouldn't hear his mouse clicking if his microphone wasn't in his laptop.
It's not a laptop, it's a desktop. So.
Nice click.
Alex, how did you put your screen image in the back? How do you put your image from the screen? You're just taking screenshots?
Yeah, I just took a screenshot and then a baller beside me and Dan, and I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Don't you use the same thing, Rodrigo?
No, because I'm in through StreamYard.com. I think so.
Well,
So you
Streamlabs,
can,
yeah. I mean, I can just add this. I mean, add layers to it. I mean, I can put myself in front of it.
and you can connect to somebody else's stream.
Oh yeah, it's called the virtual. Yes, it's badass. It's a new thing. It's called virtual webcam. Yeah, it's badass.
When will you see me? I don't know. You can see me now. Here I am. Let's go to JB. JB, welcome to the show. You are mute. Alex, nobody wants to see.
I know, I'm deleting it right now. So, he'd be the first guest on Baller Dave's.
There you go, JB. What up?
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, how you guys doing? So great show. It's good to hear from you guys. You guys are like a breath of fresh air. So all you guys, much love. I just want to know, yeah, totally. Rodrigo, sou brasileiro também. So bom.
Oba. É mesmo? De onde você é?
Eu sou aqui do Califórnia. Estou vivendo aqui em Bay Area, San Francisco, mas eu sou do Rio de Janeiro.
Ô, louco. Que legal.
So, guys, I just want to hear your thoughts on how you think this COOF thing is gonna like kind of push off moon stuff, and what are your thoughts on like maybe robots, their idea of like maybe sending artificial intelligence or robots to do all this investigating in Mars and the moon and stuff? Because I just feel like virtual reality is going to take over people's brains. Like they're going to start putting VR in people's sunglasses, and they're going to be like, yeah, cool, this is real, look, we can see it and interact, and then they think they're on Mars all of a sudden, you know? So
they've actually announced too. They've actually announced that none of the Space Force cadets will ever go into space, and the reason why is because they're just going to be able to do it all robotically. So they say, right? So I mean, this is the answer to how are they going to fake moon landings? Now it's just going to be, oh, everything is done by these robots, and they can use CGI, and people will believe it. As far as I think you could do a lot with any kind of hypnotism. You can make people believe they're wherever you want them to believe.
Yeah, the TV is the greatest hypnotist ever, right? I mean, people believe we went to the moon because they heard it on the radio. So it's hilarious.
You reminded me of the book Ender's Game. There's also a film with Harrison Ford, Ender's Game, and in that is kind of what happened. They fight the aliens. They get these children to get trained to fight aliens, but they're actually doing it in a simulator. They're doing it always in a simulator, until at one point it's for real and they don't know. But it's kind of it's odd because I will read it again with a different mind when I read it, but to look into how that is looking at training children to become warm.
I mean, that's really the case. It really is about getting children to believe in something first, and then who knows? In like 10 years, they're like, oh well, everything we learned back then, I'm not going to think twice about it. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep it short, guys. I know you guys got a lot of people there. I just wanted to hear your thoughts and keep doing what you're doing. Everyone, Jaron, Rodrigo, Dave, everyone, Alex, and Iru. Nice
Bob,
stuff.
and Bob's here too.
And Bob. Great stuff, you guys. Love you guys. Take care.
And just for a recommendation, if you want to see something that you mentioned, but in the series, you can check out the series called Ascension. And it's the same thing. It's like the same thing you mentioned, but with a little twist. But
it's very simple. Yeah, people believe that they're going into a space traveling, but they're not. They're inside a facility being kept.
Oh, and one thing about the last caller as well, I just forgot to mention. If you guys look up this guy called on YouTube, his channel Earth Master, he's talking a lot about this earthquake prediction thing about the San Andreas Fault. So this might be serious. So take a look at that, Earth Master.
Well, haven't they said Yellowstone is always about to explode? I mean,
because it happened. They can trace some of the plates that form the United States to those areas, right? In different levels of the plane. There's flat plates, and they all kind of seem to have come out from around the area of Yellowstone. Huge caldera that they say it's under it. You been there? Anybody?
I haven't, but we
I was
wiped
there.
out instantly, they say. I mean, I'm sure that's just trauma-based mind control.
They can go look at the Old Faithful, right? The geyser.
Yeah.
And there's so many other areas there. It's a really strange place. There's the river in the morning. It gets there's vapor coming out of the river because it's warm. It's heated from the underground. And there's some landscapes, some weird stuff I never seen before, like some stuff coming out of the earth, like sulfur coming out of the earth and forming these colorful pools. And it's a crazy place to go. It's kind of scary because you think it's always going to explode under your feet, right?
Well, speaking of rivers, does the Nile flow north? I thought I read that. Is that true?
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I mean, that's impossible. I mean,
dude, gravity. Come on.
It's gravity, dude. Obviously.
Yeah. Gravity.
Rotation.
You don't understand what up or down is, man. It's the distance to the center of the earth.
Yeah, that non-force thing. Hey, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, Jaron. Take care.
Thanks, JB.
Right.
Appreciate it. Oops. My bad. Joel, welcome to the show.
Hi guys. You all right?
Hey, Joel.
We don't hear you as of right now.
I hear Joel.
I heard him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. First of all, happy birthday, Alex.
Thank you, Joel.
Your mic is off.
Oh, I get it. All right, I get it. I hope you can hear me.
Another thing, Alex, stop whacking off.
I'll try, Joel. I'll try, but
you need to jizz strength. Yeah, jizz strength.
Yeah, but sometimes it gets a knock and it gets a rock hard. It gets a knock and I gotta put it to rest. I gotta kill the beast. It's a beast.
Here we go, man.
I mean, it happens, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm a man. I have to release some demons every once in a while.
And you know that a lot of priests in the Vatican, they get cancer in their balls because they supposedly that's one story. Who knows what they're doing? But they say that the real celibate ones, that if you're celibate, you get sick. If you don't ever do it, it's
Joel, you have a flat earth question?
They say you're supposed to ejaculate over 30 times in order a month not to get prostate cancer. That's probably fake news.
That's one of the things that doctors would recommend fluxing it.
Right, yeah, just Jaron, as you're like a new dad, I was just going to say, if like your kid is crying, because I know having the first, well, I know it's your second child, but it's your first baby in a long while, I suppose. Yeah, so I was just going to say, like when they're crying, because I know it can be like quite daunting.
I just put them outside and then we go get them after a few hours.
Oh right, sorted. I was just going to say, like check for teething, pooey bum, sore bum, or it could just be needing a hug from mum and dad, really.
Some advice, yes.
Just thought to let you know that. And my middle one today, we got a call about 9 o'clock tonight from the school saying that there was someone who's been tested for COVID.
Oh, no.
So he has to go off now, self-quarantine for 4 days. I'm fine to go to work. My other two children who are in 2 different years, but go to the same school, they're able to go in. So I don't see how if it spreads like they say it, they'd have to shut the whole school down, really, because my other 2 children are in 2 different years, so they'd have to shut down them years, and
None of it makes sense. It's just
it's
insane.
crazy. And because my middle one, he's supposedly got ADHD. I just see it as him being a
bored,
and inquisitive. He's got that from me. So he always gets in trouble with the teachers for asking questions.
Good.
Especially about and stuff. He always gets in trouble for that. So
getting in trouble for asking questions. What a
Joel,
world
do you
we're
give
in.
your kids baked beans in the morning? Do you give them baked beans in the morning?
No, they cook their own.
They don't have beans and toast, Joel.
No.
Because I love baked beans. I eat baked beans. I'm saying I'm an American. I eat baked beans all the time. In the morning.
Where are you at, Joe?
Just outside London.
Okay. So you that's beans and toast. This is a thing I learned about it when I was living in Scotland. I couldn't believe it was a thing for breakfast.
It's
I was
so
like,
good.
I can't believe it's a thing. And then I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it for the longest time. And then when finally I took it and I liked it, my friend said, "Yeah, you got beans and toast, British thing." And
Scotland, they do fried Mars bars. They pretty much fry anything.
I had it. I went to the place which is in near Aberdeen, south of Aberdeen, where they have it's near the castle there. I forget the name of Dunatar Castle. And they have a place. It's one of the small town that they fry the freaking Mars bar.
Wait, no, you guys, what's going on right now is the biggest travesty in America. Here in Texas, we have a thing called the State Fair, and it's the biggest fair in the United States. And they shut it down for COVID. And at this fair, it's known for having fried food. And what's the number one food is they had a fried margarita last year, fried Oreo. When they say literally everything fried, they have fried butter. Dude, they have every single possible thing fried at this state fair. And, from calf, they have fried testicles, bull's testicles. You can get, mountain fries. So it's just funny you guys talk about fry stuff. But this on my birthday, I go every year to the fair. So I would be going to the fair today, but it's closed. So it's kind of a bummer.
Once we were driving to California, I went through the artichoke town, and then it had an artichoke. Which place?
Watsonville is the artichoke capital.
Yeah, because we were traveling around San Francisco, so it's probably near where you are. We got lost, I think. Yeah, it was. I love artichoke. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yes, and over there you can get them actually cheap, fairly cheap. You can't get them really cheap in the grocery stores here, but. And then I came from Gilroy, which is the garlic capital of the world. So they have the garlic festival, same thing, fried anything you want, rattlesnake, alligator. Good stuff. All right, Joe, any final words before we let you go?
No, that's it.
Thanks so much. Baby advice, I do appreciate it. I need all the help we can get. We're going through diapers like I've never imagined.
Like diapers.
Yeah, we got the whole package. You don't have to. Diaper? I have the usable ones. We have the usable ones, and that it's been. Yeah, you have to wash them, but they last forever. You have to
explosions that would not be fun to throw in the washing machine.
The thing is, I deal with so much cat fecal matter. I don't think I'm worried about baby fecal matter.
What you do is it doesn't even smell.
Jared, don't get into the conversation.
You put it into the water. You put it into the water for a while as you take it out and leave it in the water a little bit, and then it's ready to go in the machine. And it doesn't need. It's not that as messy as it makes.
Listen,
I'm going with disposable diapers for now.
Disposable diapers, supposedly they're really bad for whatever, but they serve a purpose. Doing it the other way is tough. Yes, some people can do it. It just wasn't right for me. You know what I always used to say? I said, one day they're going to find out, they're going to make like disposable diapers they're going to fuel the space shuttle.
They would. Yeah.
That's what I used to say. One day they're going to find that they can use diapers to fuel the space shuttle. And
RT, I agree.
Down the tubes now.
Diaper Genie is the best device ever made. We got one in our.
What does the Diaper Genie do? Tell me what the Diaper Genie does. That sounds
just like a garbage can that has like a bag that you tie and then take it down. You could just keep stuffing diapers in there, and it becomes like a log of diapers. And then when it gets,
what they use on the space shuttle.
You just rip it off and tie it, and then you go throw the log.
They have that on the ISS.
So it's really good for smell and.
Yes,
it doesn't smell. Baby food doesn't smell.
Supposedly they don't start smelling until they eat
stuff.
Humans,
it just looks really gross, is all.
Yes, it looks like mustard.
Yellow.
Don't say mustard, David. Don't say mustard near David.
Mustard. Turmeric.
No, stop it, guys. I will not let you do that to my friend.
Dave is wearing an orange shirt. Holy
It's orange.
You have 33 on it? That's the
No, it's
question.
orange. Don't need to write
Not
33
say
on it.
mustard.
I wanted to show this real quick just because I just said it and want to prove it. So this is a post from, I don't know when this is. What is this? February 2020, where the head of Space Force or whatever the name says, he's a Star Trek fan, but says there's almost zero chance for recruits to follow in the footsteps of their heroes and go to space with his organization. So he's basically saying all these recruits with Space Force, none of them will ever go to space, right? And then you just look at the way they change real quick. Now, if you look at the next article, this is one that just came out the other day. I'm like, oh man, they just go always back and forth. This one here says now Space Force will eventually put troops in orbit. Ops boss says that they'll actually go to the moon,
Maybe in 100 years.
be able to set up little, what do they say? Little fleets on the moon, little command.
The confusion technique.
Yep, there you go. So I mean, which one is it? Who knows? I mean, believe what you want, but it's one.
Things change. Jaden.
Hey,
It's
guys,
like
on a serious
be a
note,
soldier
on a serious note, why don't
the war and then
why don't any of these other countries expose America? Like, I mean, so many
Because
other
they're all
countries
using the same. Either they're
They're not.
using the same technique to get tax money from their people, or they don't know that it's fake.
But how could there not be some like small country that doesn't want to get caught, like
they'll be
Sweden?
they'll be getting
one
paid by
outlier.
STEM. STEM is too big.
There
The
was
military
Libya.
complex is too large. They have too much money, man.
Libya, and
Libya. Their leader was going to
Miami.
expose it.
It's the reason they don't do it, Alex, is because they're the people that are actually running the governments are all in it together. It would be like telling on each other. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree that there's an evil cabal, but I just can't believe there's not like one country, because guys, we're not the only. We didn't reinvent the wheel knowing that people didn't land on the moon. I bet it's pretty obvious to anybody. That
If they do that, then they set themselves up for we'll invade them. We'll invade them, go to war with them. It's like you don't play ball, you're toast.
I just
So
think that would be like
it sucks,
biggest
but
thing
that's
ever.
the way it is.
If Jamaica would just be like, it was fake, we got proof. Oh, everybody would vacation there for the rest.
Then
of
they'd go bomb them,
would.
take them over.
Totally.
Thank you, Paige, for the super sticker saying you're my #1 fan, or maybe you're talking to Dave. I'm not really sure. Be awesome. Appreciate that. All right, we'll take another call. If anybody else wants to join the show, now's the time. tinyurl.com/live100820. After this call, I'll probably drop the YouTube stream and we'll stay on DLive for a little bit. So you might want to start moving over there now. dlive.tv/jeranism. Cyber FE, you're on the air. You are live. You're with us. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Really good, man. I'm loving the show so far. I love when you guys do kind of a broad range of stuff.
Thank you.
I bring a little different perspective on Flat Earth. I am a cyber engineer, so I kind of know a little bit more about some of the small stuff. But what I can say is that NASA does use an integrated AI program called Ouroboros.
What's it called?
Called Ouroboros.
How you spell it?
Ouroboros, like the snake.
Yeah, it's like the snake eating its tail. That Ouroboros.
Now, this AI program, this program allows. It's basically an AI program that is allowed to look for itself. It's kind of complicated to explain, but it basically is our first AI that we have ever invented, and NASA is responsible for this. It's originally in 32-bit code, and it could do what we thought of called simulate. But that later was used to be like an IPv4 address. So keep that in mind. The $70 billion that we're using for NASA is basically just to develop tech. This program is a hunter, and a hunter is a software that can create, maintain, and destroy a server. So they can kind of create servers whenever they want to. It's quite unique how they can bounce servers around. If you guys look at
I found something here, the Ouroboros code, but you know where? Lifeboat Foundation. Isn't this an Epstein thing?
So it is connected. From what I'm hearing, yes, it is connected. I've never actually seen the program myself, but I do know guys that have worked on it, and they say that you can create a server in Hong Kong while you're in Jamaica somewhere, and can make it bounce anywhere. So that's essentially what satellites are. They can just go from location to location.
Yeah, it's all done virtually, is what you're saying.
Exactly, and I've been saying that for a long time with the satellites. They simply transfer the data. It votes. It has a voting network, just like a cellular system does. I mean, it's absolutely the way it works. It has
So
to
you can
be.
virtually place anything wherever you want in a map. Is that what you're saying, Bob? They can see the signals coming from anywhere they want.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, and not only that, Rodrigo, it's easy. It's not hard to do at all.
Yeah, but
That's
don't they
the
have
really
tech,
amazing
Bob,
part.
where they can trick it to make it seem like it's coming from anywhere? Spoofing
Sure.
stuff?
That's what we're saying. Yeah, that's what we're saying, because we get these guys, like that one guy, GPS, is always talking about, well, how do they fake the Doppler, right? The Doppler effect. It's like, oh, seriously, you can put that in the telemetry. It's really quite simple. They've been
Just set
doing
up
it
the
for 50
telemetry.
years. They're good at it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else, Cyber?
I mean, there could be more that I could talk about, but I'll connect with you guys in particular. The Globebusters channel, because I do want to do some type of appearance on you guys, so I can kind of go into more detail with this. But I will tell people to check out Deep Sky Stacker and see how they can stack images together. Even if we look in a P900 or P1000 and we can see a star or any type of celestial object up there moving, it's not standing still. And what they do is, with a telescope, they're able to actually stack those images so that it doesn't look as if like it's moving. And that's how they get these spherical objects. We'll talk about this more. I'm gonna send you guys an email, okay? I'm gonna let other callers get on this.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it, Cyber, definitely. Especially send it to me. bnodell@fecore.org.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's bknodel@fecore.org. Just send it to that, and we'll hook up and talk about it.
Will do, fellas.
Thanks,
Cyber. Hey, Bob, you have as much chance of converting GPS over to our way of thinking as you do to the 15 degrees rotation Thanks Bob channel.
One of the greatest channels on YouTube, by the way.
Well, did I tell you earlier there's a new channel? I told you at the beginning, the Dave Weiss channel.
Right.
Dave Weiss has a small penis.
Dave Weiss has a small penis. It's not me.
Maybe Paul or Dave made it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's possible.
There was some girl named Paige wrote that page.
Yeah.
Check it. All right, everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. I want to end the show at 2 hours just so we keep it short, but head over to dlive.tv. We'll be here for a little bit longer. dlive.tv/jeranism. And remember, there'll be no lounge tomorrow. The lounge is today, and we'll be back with the lounge the 16th. So the next time you can see most of us, for me at least, will be Sunday, Globebusters. 12 noon Pacific. That'll be at the Globebusters YouTube channel or dlive.tv/jeranism or /Globebusters-FE. So there you go. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you, everybody on... Oh, I forgot to say thank you to Michelle Overby for the super chat. All right. Talk to everybody over at DLive. Peace.